Tonight, I have the distinct privilege of presenting the Golden Eddie Award, an award bestowed upon filmmakers who exemplify distinguished career achievement in the art and the business of film. It is a particular and personal honor for me to be able to present this year's Golden Eddie to one of our most profound and respected storytellers, Ang Lee. I can still remember my first encounter with an Ang Lee film. It was not far from this hall in a theater in Westwood. Yes, a movie theater in Westwood. The film's dialogue was in English and Mandarin Chinese with English subtitles. And yet, not 20 minutes into the film, I remember that I had stopped reading the subtitles. I was so swept up in the lives of the characters, their intentions, inner conflicts, secret yearnings, that the cinematic rhythm of the film, combined with each gesture and intonation, communicated all the language that I needed. The wedding banquet was directed with elegant restraint, and yet with a keen eye for probing into the hidden recesses of the human heart and the secrets and repressed yearnings that lie within. The performances were vivid and compelling, and the ending allowed us to see that disparate cultures and ideas and generations can coexist and intertwine, that unlikely families and unlikely relationships can be formed, and that human connection is everything. These are the primary colors that find their way through the extraordinary work of Ang Lee. Cinematic masterpieces that have transported all of us across periods of time and genres, allowing us to peer into different cultures and conflicts while reminding us how we are very much alike and how very connected we actually can and need to be. It is through the lens and the heart of Ang that we experience contemporary Taiwan, through the generational comedy Eat, Drink, Man, Woman as a family navigated love, life, and tradition. We travel to the 18th century in England as the Dashwood sisters found unexpected happiness and marriage while overcoming social and class boundaries in the period drama Sense and Sensibility. We immersed ourselves in the secret affairs of two families in an affluent Connecticut suburb in the 1970s and the ice storm, exploring the empty and dark hollowness that so defined that period. We were transported to Imperial China in 1778 in the epic, romantic martial arts drama Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang's thrilling and groundbreaking film. And our world became a much better place when we found ourselves on Brokeback Mountain. A Western drama that so empathetically captured the loneliness of the frustrated and repressed passion between two cowboys, Ennis and Jack. A film that opened our eyes and our hearts to the need for everyone to find their person and everyone to find a soul to fall in love with authentically without fear or judgment. Brokeback Mountain brought Ang his first Best Director Oscar. Ang has always possessed a creative and intellectual curiosity to explore and employ the ever-evolving tools of cinema without ever sacrificing the human story. We all remember the exhilaration we felt as Michelle Yeoh soared above bamboo tree-lined rooftops in fierce but balletic battles. We remember the comic book style visual effects and stop motion in the quietly soulful and human exploration of the Hulk. And we remember our immersion into the visual mastery of 3D and computer-generated imagery in the life-affirming and emotional rewarding Life of Pi, which earned Ang his second Oscar. Indeed. Ang, your films are like the great paintings of George Seurat. If you stand right in front of the painting, you will discover the extraordinary detail of color, light, and movement, much as an editor who explores a film frame by frame. But when you step back, when the details disappear, you see and you feel the whole painting, the whole story, with all of its beauty, all of its emotion, and all of its humanity. Ang, give us more to see. Give us more to feel. Let's take a look at the extraordinary career of Ang Lee.
这样的姊妹不要也罢，我不在乎。朋友本来就是假的。
Wei Wei can stay in the States, and you can finally get your parents off your
高
back.
伯伯、高妈妈，你们好。
In sickness and in health till death do us part.
Till sickness and death.
Good.
孩子我一个都不了解，我也不想了解，养大了让他随他去。女儿，
爸，
I'm the only one here out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who's having breakfast with his parents. What's happening? It's free, man. A concert's free.
Go. See what the center of the universe looks like.
I've told you two stories about what happened out on the ocean. Neither explains what caused the sinking of the ship, and no one can prove which story is true and which is not. So which story do you prefer?
There's something inside you. Someday you're gonna share it with the whole world.
Puny human.
They did 3 tests. Your DNA and his. He's your clone.
You pull that trigger, and you're gonna break something inside of yourself that'll never get fixed again.
I mean, you're a decorated hero, Billy. You've done your part.
We're a nation of children, Billy. We go somewhere else to grow up, sometimes die.
To die for love? What could be more glorious?
I think that may be taking your romantic sensibilities a little far.
But time alone does not determine intimacy. 7 years would be insufficient to make some people acquainted with each other, and 7 days can be more than enough for others.
Or 7 hours in this case.
I've come here with no expectations. Only to profess, now that I am at liberty to do so, that my heart is, and always will be, yours.
我们在香港熟人不多，经常麻烦你。
不必那么客气，都是些芝麻小事。
刘星的话，没有什么事是小事。
You have no idea how bad it gets. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Why don't you? Because of you, Jack, that I'm like this.
It was a typical predicament for the Fantastic Four because they weren't like other superheroes. They were more like a family. And the more power they had, the more harm they could do to each other without even knowing it. That was the meaning of the Fantastic Four, that a family is like your own personal antimatter. Your family is the void you emerge from and the place you return to when you die. And that's the paradox. The closer you're drawn back in, the deeper into the void you go.
take a ride to here and now.
8 miles high.
I'm actually a little afraid of heights.
You found me.
You weren't that hard to find.
On behalf of American cinema editors, I am honored to present this year's Golden Eddie for Career Achievement to Ang Lee.
Thank you for doing this, Mark. This means so much to me. And this award means so much to me, even though I have not made a movie in 6 years. I'll take it very deeply to heart. When you give me this award, you're actually giving it to Tim Squires. This is the award. Tim cut all my movies except Brokeback Mountain. He missed that one because I told him, after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon on Hulk, I'm retiring. I said I had enough. I'm wrecked. I will take at least a year off to rest. I'm wrecked. I think I'm done. So he took another movie. 3 months later, I went crazy. I took Brokeback Mountain. I remember when I first showed him the rough cut of Brokeback Mountain and asked for feedback, Tim was about to slit his wrist. That wasn't even the worst part. When the movie started with the war seasons, he kept getting congratulatory calls from friends and colleagues. They all assumed he caught it. But Dylan Tischner did good work, yeah, to be fair. Tim was the first editor I interviewed, and I stuck with him for 35 years. For 35 years, we worked together. After 35 years, he's still not speaking a word of Chinese. We're so opposite in our taste. We actually complement each other. So if we actually agree with each other on something, I'll be worried. It's that kind of opposition. But he's the person I speak with the most. I speak to him more than I speak to my wife. I'm not talking about during work. It's accumulated throughout life. I speak to him the most. This is the person. And I think our heart is so sync that I can think of something and he will think the same thing at the same time. During assemblies, Tim will hear me call cut on set and exactly where he's gonna cut. That drove him crazy. I did a movie called Last Caution. At the post-rap party, I said to his wife, Tina, it is so good to have Tim help me, keep my sanity. I said, I'm lost. He is caution. She said jokingly, I wish it's the other way around. Thank you, Tim. This award's yours. It's so nice to see just about all our former assistants and some of the post people come here, gather here tonight. It's our sweet reunion. It is so sweet. It feels like a flashback of my movie career. And actually, I'm very pleased to know that some of you have become very successful editors. I think one of you got more Oscar nomination than Tim himself. Tim, we're not getting any younger. So let me say something about what editing means to me. It's very hard to say, but let me put it this way. My wife said I can only do two things right, making movies and cooking. So let me use cooking as metaphor. Shooting is like buying groceries, and the real cooking is on the editing table. That's how I feel about editing. I feel I have this editing machine in my head when I'm making a movie. Every section, every setup, editing is always at the core, at the center of my consciousness. Every working day, I have to answer hundreds of questions about what I want. The only reason I can give directions and put the whole movie together is because I had that editing table in my head. So it's really at the heart of my movie making. I think it's part training, it's part talent, and part collaborations. A movie has so many parts that fits together, whether it's thought, emotion, drama, music, words, or any other parts. There's a through line what it's all about. There's a spine in filmmakers' back of the head. But editing is what it keeps it flowing. And I think you can expand the meaning based on the pieces you're putting together. The way you put it together, you can make the meaning grow. You can reinterpret it. When it's done well, you don't feel the cuts. Somehow it makes the movie better than you can even imagine. And you move people in such a way, such a profound way, they don't even know what hits them. And that to me is editing. The style and technology moving with times, that changes with times. And I believe we're in a particularly difficult moment, challenging moment in our life with cinema. But I do believe, as long as there are moving images, there will be editors. So this award is a great honor. On behalf of the team, my agent, John Garvey, my lawyer, Joe DiPaolo, and my team, I thank you.